morning and welcome to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. Without much ado, I pass the baton to Madam Chair for our next item on our today's agenda. Madam Chair, over to you.
Good morning to you all. May I now call on Honorable Sila to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayers.
Thank you, Madam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين إن الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة أن لا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا وأبشروا بالجنة التي كنتم توعدون نحن أولياءكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة ولكم فيها ما تشتهي أنفسكم ولكم فيها ما تدعون نزلا من غفور رحيم ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله فالله خير الإنسان وهو أرحم الرحيم نصر من الله وفتح قريب وبشر المؤمنين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. O God, our Father, our refuge and strength, our rock of ages, we kneel before your throne of grace to ask for mercy upon the troubled nations of the world. We have no power of our own than to seek your face. We ask for your divine intervention for the crisis that is going on. Stretch forth your mighty hand and bring calmness and peace to the troubled nations. People are dying of hunger while some are homeless. Show yourself in this situation and do the imaginable, the unimaginable for your children. We seek your face and ask that you show mercy upon us. We surrender our lives to you as we know not what it holds for us. Be our God, guide, and defense. Cover us with the blood of Christ and hide us under your divine canopy as we put our interests and trust and hope in you for a faithful solution, for a fruitful solution through Jesus Christ our Lord. We pray with praise and thanksgiving. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Registrar, can you please call the witness?
Good morning, Mr. Witness, and welcome. You may kindly sit down. Mr. Witness, as a matter of routine, may I remind you that you are still under oath for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to you.
Good morning, Mr. Suso. Yes, you're welcome. Council, can we please proceed?
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Commissioners, and everyone present today. Mr. Suso, how are you? I am very well, thank you. Yes, so it is a continuation of where we stopped yesterday. Okay. But then I will want to draw your attention to the issue we discussed at some point in our deliberation with respect to the allegation that you go to the fields or in the field to collect revenue with some revenue collectors. Do you recall that?
Allegation made by?
No, there is allegation by the system audit that you used to go to the field to collect revenue. Do you recall that? Yesterday we had a discussion here.
Can you kindly go back to the page?
Very well. Just give me a second. It says page 52 of the system audit.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Now it says during the interview with the finance director, that's you, the finance manager, and some revenue collectors, we noted that the finance director and the finance manager on some occasions, or in some occasions, will go to the field to collect revenue, especially in the weekend, without the knowledge of the chief executive officer. The reason given by the finance director is that the council needs money. What was your reaction, and what is your reaction now?
I disagree to some of the points.
Okay.
Saying that I do go into the field without the knowledge of the CEO.
Yes.
And also, as Director of Finance,
yes,
I'm the Chief Collector of the Council. If you can recall, during the testimony of P.S. Bugasada, he said it very clear that the Director of Finance is the Chief Revenue Collector. But that doesn't mean that the Director of Finance have the right to have the device or the DTR to go and collect directly. But it's his responsibility to make sure that all revenues are collected.
Yes.
So basically here, I was not engaged by the auditors directly.
Yes.
Like engaging myself and then Malafi Baji, finance manager. Because what I can sense here is that this particular 8.1 is targeting myself and Malafi, right? And then it has never happened during my time, myself and Malafi going into the field. That has never happened. And then Malafi also told me, and I can also recall, during this audit, Malafi was on leave. So I doubt how they were able to interview Malafi. And there's no point in time where they interview me and the collectors to confirm, like what national audit do. Because this recent audit, what they do is that, what I saw now is that whenever they are interviewing you, there is someone who takes the minutes, and then, for example, if the matter is between myself, CEO, and the collector, all of us will be seated, and then we will give our versions.
So you deny that?
I deny this in totality. But there are times that I do form teams to go into the field. I could remember that I one time asked finance department teams. That particular operation, myself, I was there, Malafi Baji was there, Umar Kiru was there, Suleiman Ba was there, Ndaba Kurubali was there, Mandu Mane was there, and who again? I think we are 6 in number. On that particular operation, what happened when I went to the office that morning, I informed all of them that by 11 o'clock, we are going into the field. The field is like, we are going to cover from Basi Coastal Road right down to Babagale Johnson. Because what happened is that I come to understand that there are major shops on that particular highway that are not being collected. So I told them that by 11 o'clock, 11:12, we are going on operation. And we went as a team. And on that particular operation, if I can fully recall, Mandumane was having the device. And during that operation, we came across a lot of issues. Our direct opposite the office, there is a pharmacy that did not pay the license for that particular year. We went around, we see money transfers operating without paying license. And on that particular operation, the operation is we are not going to compromise. Because after 21 days, an invoice is given to you, you are liable to pay tax. So on that particular day also, we made a very good collection. I could not remember the collection, but Mandu was the one collecting. So money transfers, on that day we collected a good amount of money. So those monies... can I land? Sorry, please. Okay. And then Daba was the one taking some records because he's very good at handwriting. Malafi, the reason why I took Malafi, because he was staying in Basi for so long. So I know when we go together, many people will be convinced to pay because with his influence. I think that was the day I come to know the current chairman, Mohamed Sise, to know that he's operating with JFIN. We went to JFIN, and by then he was out. And we called him, and he said he is out. Then the following morning he came to the office. And I told him that this is money transfer, you have to pay, because I know the business of money transfer. You know, he was very reasonable, and he told me that now, just give me invoice. He's a Sisakuna guy. I told him we do joking relationship because sisters are my cousins. Okay. Then I told him you have to pay or I'm going to close. Then he told me now prepare invoice, and that invoice I could remember was prepared by Soma. When he left, Soma came. I told Soma prepare the invoice. He's going to pay. If he doesn't pay, I'm going to close. They said yes. I said yes. So Mohammed, we become friends. We sit together. We go to football together. We become friends. Now, so I can recall that. And yes, again, I went to Sarab. Okay, carry on. No, you go ahead. Yes, going to the field. Normally, I go to the field, but she was always aware. But normally, it's on telephone call. Sometimes, maybe she will not be in town, or sometimes we'll be in office. I'll tell him, CEO, like Saraboy, I'll tell him, for example, if I want to go to Saraboy, normally I have to leave the Basse early morning, because normally they operate like 6, 5. So I tell him, CEO, tomorrow I want to rush to Saraboyo to see what is happening. I could remember I used my own car going with some of the collectors to see what is happening. And when I came back, during our briefings, I give a report. So, yeah. So what is the use of a alliance manager? Yeah. What is their role? Their role is to ensure that they supervise the collectors and ensure that all monies within that are collected and report to me. But sometimes I do necessary to make sure that I go with them to ensure that there is force. So the alliance manager will supervise the collectors? That's their responsibility. And then you or the CEO will now supervise the alliance managers? Yeah, CEO will supervise me. I will supervise the alliance managers. But sometimes CEO will overlap. Yes, and go down. That's why I said you or CEO. Exactly. So basically, you would not have cause to be going to the field frequently. No, I don't go frequently, but I love to go to the field because now, in exercising your supervisory role, yes, this you said would have been when you form teams or groups and then you go with them, and then you would not collect revenue, but you will observe and make sure you enforce the mandate of collecting revenue. Yes. Is that what you are trying to explain? Yes. Like, let me come to that of Lamin Mane. Lamin Mane, he made a statement here. Yes. And he's very right. Well, what he said is true. I asked him whether you have money. Before that, I was able to tell him all the scenarios, what is happening on the ground, the reason why I'm asking money from him in consultation with the CEO. By the CEO was in Gunjo. You asked money from Lamin Mane? Yes. Because there was an operation going on this. But you had told me yesterday, or do you want to backtrack from that statement that you did not go to, you have not gone to the field to collect revenue with any revenue collector? That was what you said yesterday. Or now you have recalled you did? I don't think you understand the word collecting revenue and then going with a collector. Okay, make me understand, please. Very good. Going with the team, yes, and going with an individual collector, my function is there to support and then share my experience with them. Collecting revenue means you, the collector, directly having the device or the GTR to collect. And it's my mandate to make sure that all monies that belongs to the council are collected. That of Lamin Mane happens because there is a need. When I called him, he said there are areas, because he's the area that he is operating is very healthy. There is revenue. He told me that there are major shops. With your influence, I know when we go there, you will get this money. That's why I went with Lamin Mane. So try and convince us that we do not understand, or I do not understand, and so we will. If you do that, then we will really have no choice but to agree with you. So we will now compare what you are saying with the statement of Lamin Mane. Okay. But before that, you are saying that to collect revenue, you have to have the device and go with the device and collect revenue. So as long as you're not doing that, you're not the one collecting revenue. That's my basis.
Good. So what would your role be? So if you go in the field with a revenue collector and the person collects revenue, and you as the finance director, what would be your role?
The moment the revenue is collected by the collector.
Yes.
The collectors, they know their responsibility.
What is their responsibility,
It's to make sure that if they collect money, they bank it.
They bank it.
Yes.
And then, as long as they bank it, then you have no business with the collection.
No, yeah, collectors,
you cannot be said to have collected the revenue because you neither held a machine nor dealt with the people who are supposed to pay revenue, and you're not the one who banked this money, so therefore you did not collect the revenue.
These revenue collectors are under the...
Am I right in my analysis?
No, you are not. I don't get you. The revenue collectors are under the supervision of their line managers.
Yes.
So whatever they do, or whatever I do with them, they have in turn they have to go through their line supervisors.
Yes.
Then those guys will report to me.
No, I first want to hear your position first before we move ahead. You said there's a difference between going with a revenue collector and you collecting revenue at that point. So if you go with a revenue collector as a finance director, you don't hold the machines, do you?
No.
And you don't collect revenue?
No.
And therefore they hold the machines, they collect revenue, and they bank these monies, and so you are not part of the revenue collecting process, even though you only accompany and support them.
I think you forgot that I'm the chief revenue collector. So whatever is happening there, whatever each and every revenue collector is doing is under my responsibility.
Are you, when you went with Lamin Mane?
Yes.
Were you at the time collecting revenue with Lamin Mane, or was he the one collecting revenue?
He is the one collecting the money from them, but we are together.
Together in what?
In collecting revenue.
So why, if you are telling me, I'm trying to exclude you, you are not trying to put yourself back.
Go back to the audit. The audit.
No, forget the audit for now. Let me.
You want me to forget about? Okay, fine. All right.
I want to understand your position.
Okay.
Before I will put to you what the position of the auditor would be. Okay. I've already read it before you forgot. The auditor says that you will go in the field and collect revenue. Do you understand? And you are saying you do not do that. You go. It's either you form teams and you supervise these teams. Is that correct?
Collector.
Just respond to the question and then you make your comment. You will form teams and supervise the teams. Yes. Is that what you said?
That supervision is collection.
That is?
The supervision there is what? It's due to, it's because of they are collecting revenue.
So should I consider you as, should I say that what the auditor said on page 52 is correct, that you collect revenue with revenue collectors?
Anything regarding to revenue is my responsibility.
No. Is this statement correct?
Like what? Can you come again? Stay in what?
That you collect revenue with revenue collectors. Is it correct?
Yes.
You see? So it's simple. At first you said it's not correct, now you said it's correct.
My problem is here.
No, do you agree with that? What is your problem here?
Why mentioning only director of finance and finance manager collecting?
Who else?
Keru is a supervisor. He do go with collectors.
Yes.
Are you getting me?
Yes. So you give us the names.
Yeah. So Keru is a senior collector.
Yes.
Malafi, these are the so and myself.
So all of you do collect revenue?
Yeah, because yes, sometimes I even form teams whereby Keru will head the team, Malafi will head the other team.
Now, yes. Lamin Mane,
yes,
in his statement on the 17th of May 2023, let me read for you the fourth paragraph. He said, subsequently, on June 19th, 2021, do you have a statement with you?
The statement, no.
Lamin Mane, I see you reading somewhere, oh?
No.
So now you follow what I'm saying. He said, on June 19th, 2021, the Director of Finance, Lamin Suso, requested another money from me, but I wasn't working due to a fraction I suffered. However, he insisted that I should go with him and his driver for collection, and we generated $19,500. Was that statement true? Or is that statement true?
Not true. The word insisted is not correct.
Which word should replace insisted?
The insisted is not correct.
Which word should replace insisted?
I asked him that let's go together simply because there is a need for money.
Did he have a discussion at the time to say no?
No, he did not have any discussion because I explained the reason.
No, see, Was he at liberty to refuse?
No, he never refused.
Then you insisted.
No.
If there was no liberty for him to say, no, I cannot, I will not, I should not, then it means he has no choice but to go with you. Don't make this difficult.
Council, you are making it difficult. I have never read from Lamin Mane to say he is not comfortable going with me, or at any instant telling me the director I cannot go. The moment I explained the situation, he understand and agreed. What he told me is that I have even seen the operation going on, and this road is in a very bad condition. But there are few areas, substance that I
Let
know.
me ask you again.
Yes, but
wait a minute.
I never forced land.
Now listen, did I say the word force?
But you said, if I can understand.
Statement, you have to listen to the statement, just
okay.
so.
Okay.
You react to the statement.
Okay.
This is the allegation or the statement of Lamin Mane. Do you understand? So now I will read it again for your consumption. He said that on June 19, 2021, you, the Director of Finance, Lamin Suso, you requested another money from him. Was it correct?
I could remember I requested.
Is that correct? Yes, no, and you explain.
Yes.
Good. Now what do you want to say?
I can recall I requested money from him 2 or 3 times.
That's fine.
Yes.
You requested the money from him.
Yes.
Now, but I was not working due to a fracture I suffered. However, he insisted that I should go with him and his driver for collection. Did you ask him to go with you and the driver for collection?
Yes.
Was he in a position to say, no, I will not go with you?
Yes, you have the right to say yes or no.
Good. Now, you generated 19,500 on that day. Is that true?
Yes. Yes.
What was that money used for? Did he deposit that money?
No, the money was used for the cost of fuel for NDA vehicles.
Why was that?
Because by then the CEO was not in town.
Did you not tell just the commissioners a moment ago that this money should be deposited to the bank?
Yes, I know that very well. But
no, I am not saying, listen, I am not saying what you know and what you do not know. Your statement was that the money should be deposited to the bank.
I agree with that.
Is that true?
That's true.
That's the process?
Yes.
So he gave you this money. The money that was collected on that day was handed to you directly.
Yes.
So you, both of you collected revenue on that day because the money was handed to you directly.
Council, yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Good. I know you are a bit fed up.
I'm not fed up. You just okay. Right.
Listen. You don't have to get fed up. I am doing you justice by reading you what people said against you. These are not my statements, and therefore I will read. That's why I will break it down in segments so that you can respond to them.
Council, I want to tell you that there's no need to break down. On what he said, I had it. All the monies that he mentioned, I'm the one who collected these monies from him.
Unfortunately, it is my job to do this.
Okay.
Do you understand?
All right.
So there are no sentiments in this job. No fear, no favor, no affection, no ill will. Okay. So no matter how uneasy you are, I'm sorry, whether you or anyone else that comes before this commission will have to go through the same thing. That I will guarantee you and anybody who will appear here. So please bear with us. It's not easy, but we'll have to go through it.
No, it's not difficult.
So now, these monies were demanded from Lamin Mane. And you took this money, knowing fully well it should be banked. Is that true?
Yes.
Was that wrong?
Yes.
Now, when you demanded this money, what did you use the money for?
I can recall the money was used for the payment of MDMA vehicles.
Was that correct? How you took the money and spent the money, was that correct?
The approach is wrong.
The approach is wrong.
Yes.
It's entirely wrong.
Yes.
And as the finance director, you knew that was definitely, that should not have happened.
Yes.
Now, he went further and said, like exactly what you said, that the NDMA team, you said you spent it on fuel for the NDA team who were working to gravel the high level road. But then again, subsequently, he said, furthermore, on June 20th, that would be the following day, 2021, the Director of Finance called to inform me to go with him for collection so that he settled the fuel expenses for the ongoing work at the high level road, which amounted to $18,750. Do you recall that?
It's correct.
And again, what was this money for?
For the cost of fuel.
You demanded this money from him?
Yes.
And you spent it on fuel?
Yes.
Unlawfully?
Yes.
Now, that same day, he said his land manager called to inform me that they gathered some donkey cart drivers for me to come and issue them with receipts, but I was away. At that point, however, I asked my land manager to collect their monies and details. I reported to work the following day to input their payments in the system. I got the details information from my manager, who informed me that the money was with Naba Kurubali, Council's cashier. However, I learned that the money was expended by Naba Kurubali on council operation as advised by Director of Finance. Is that correct?
Those donkey cars.
Is that correct?
It's correct.
Yes. Now proceed.
Those donkey cars, myself and Bangali, a security officer, we are the one who escort these donkey cars to the office. Then I inform Keru, let him call Labin Mane, because by then Labin Mane is the one having the device, and then to do the receipting. That's how it works.
So the allegation or the assertion by the auditor on page 52 is correct?
Oh, saying what?
That you will go in the field to collect revenue?
Yes.
Thank you. Any question on regarding the finance director going to the field to collect revenue with collectors? Now, in 2021, how many revenue collectors were you given by 5C?
How many?
Automated machines.
No, I cannot recall, because these machines are under the custody of the IT, under the directives of the CEO.
Now, you said at some point that you had cause to go in the field to collect revenue because there were only 2 machines that were functional?
Yeah, there was a time 2-3 machines.
2-3?
Very frustrating.
According to page 53, there would be more than 2 machines that were in operation at the time. There will be about 5 machines in operation at the time of drafting the report. So that would be the accurate number. Not 2 machines, but 5 machines.
I may not disagree, simply because at the market, we are using different machines from the 5C. So it could be like this: 2 machines for 5C, then 3 machines for one company called IT.
Yes.
Yes, that could be possible.
So your statement that 2 machines were in operation, so therefore there was a need to use the GTR receipts to collect revenue, would be wrong, because there were more than 2 machines. The IT man testified and agreed with the auditor as well.
The IT man, I disagree to that.
They all testified. And
if they testify and they said the wrong thing, we will take that. What I'm trying to say is that if I can record 2 to 3 machines, but remember, 5C machines.
Please proceed.
5C machines, those are the machines that we use to collect for the licenses and the rates. But it could be the other system, the other machines could be in the market, and the Lumos. It's possible. Because remember that this IT officer is the guy managing the machines. If he said 5, I then agree to 5. No problem. But what I can recall is
when you were going to collect revenue using the GTR receipts, where you must have had data to tell you how many machines were operating, because that was the basis as to why you had to go and collect revenue using the GTR receipt.
Which data is that?
The data regarding the machines that are functional, that are in operation.
There is no data to that.
There should be.
Is it available? I never saw any data regarding to showing a number of machines on operating. I've never seen that.
But that will work against your testimony. If you are to believe that your reason for going to collect revenue was that there were 2 machines that were in operation, so therefore you don't want to lose revenue, would be wrong.
Out of 37.
Wait a minute, that would be wrong, because your only sole reason was that the automated machines were not available. Only 2 were available. So therefore there was a need to go and collect revenue using the GTR receipts.
Counsel, you don't get me.
Help me to get you.
You don't get me. There is no data.
Yes.
To show this is the quantity or number of machines.
Yes.
There is no data. 1.
Yes.
But at the time,
yes,
we are totally we have inadequate devices. Out of 37 collectors, having 2 or 3 machines, even 4, is that reasonable?
No.
No, let me come.
I don't agree.
I just want also simplify it so that we can move.
Go ahead.
I don't think I made any statement to say exactly 2. I said 2 or 3. But if it is 5, in fact, for example, if I should agree with 5, looking at it, 5 out of 37 collectors. And then remember, even that 5, there are machines that cannot collect license and rates. They can only correct market and lumo. It's not reasonable at all. So now, I started to find saying that there is a need to collect GTR. I think I'm very right. At least machines we should have extra machines.
I agree.
To make sure that there is effective and efficient collection. I advise the CEO that we have to use GTR, and then that he refused, and that because we did not use GTR for almost 7 to 6 weeks, has really affected us.
Now, can I come in?
Yes.
I agree 100%. There should be adequate machines. I am not referring to that. I am saying your basis for going to collect revenue using the GTR machine was as a result of having 2 machines that were in operation. So therefore, you had to go and collect revenue using the GTR receipts. That's what you told us. Is that correct?
Whether I say 2, 3, whatever, even 5.
Yes.
That's what I said, yes.
Exactly. Yes. Now I am saying, you did not have information at the time, the correct data at the time, to tell you exactly how many machines were operating.
Councillor, I told you there is
that true?
There is no data.
So you never had one?
No data. Exactly. The only information is that we'll ask the IT. And also the line supervisors will tell me this is the number of machines operational.
Yes. Mr. Suso, I could gather from the evidence that you are giving that you had 2 different machines. One is run by 5C, yes, and another one is run by another company.
Yes.
Is that the situation?
Yes, it's very true.
And if that is the case, did you have an agreement with the other company that you can provide to the Commission? Was there an agreement?
I cannot recall any agreement, but there is a document prepared from that company to council.
Yes.
But not necessarily an agreement, like a legal binding agreement. No, I cannot. There is no legal binding agreement.
So how many did that company supply to the council? How many machines did that company supply to the council?
No, I cannot recall until, except I communicate to the IT officer.
And when was this?
This
supplied?
was this long time, I think in 2022, yes, 2022 or 2022.
2022?
Yes.
By then the 5C agreement is ongoing?
Yes. But they were not giving us machines.
Pardon?
They are not supplying us with machines.
So you had a new company to intervene when 5C was not supplying you with machines?
Yes, and the intention, or the reason for that is that we are trying to look for another system, because 5C, like I always advise the CEO, we cannot survive the 5C.
Yes, but Mr. Suso, you as the Director of Finance,
yes,
responsible for the finances of the council,
yes,
you advise the accounting officer, that is the CEO,
yes,
on what to do with respect to how you generate the income and how you manage it.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
That's right.
So when you realize that you have issues with 5C, why didn't you call 5C on the table and discuss some of the challenges you have with a view to revising the agreement, or to see the possibility of terminating the agreement if you cannot agree?
I have not done that, but in our management meetings, I always protest to say CEO.
But
because I
before
believe,
you proceed,
yes,
hang on.
Yes.
Hang on before
Yes.
you proceed. When you say management, Mr. Suso,
Yes.
you are management.
Yes.
Because the accounting officer, you have only one boss, that is the accounting officer.
Yes.
When it comes to the administration of the council. Is that not correct?
Yes.
So, I wouldn't want to use the word, you don't tell me management, because management is you and the CEO, right?
Yes.
Yes, so now explain. You said when you go to management, what do you do? I just wanted to clear that.
Yes. Madam Chair, if I can get you.
Yes.
Like, I should directly directly communicate to 5C, inviting them that there is a need for this thing to be done, ABC. But when it comes to outside correspondence, the CEO have to do it. I cannot do it directly. So that stopped me from doing it.
Yes, but if that stops you from doing that,
yes.
You know as Director of Finance,
yes.
The administrative aspect of what is provided for you in the manual is very clear.
Okay.
The powers you have
yes.
in this financial manual,
yes.
the CEO cannot stop you in finding out or getting things done. Is that not right? Based on your functions that are specified. You understand? Both in the financial manual and in the Finance and Audit Act.
Madam, you are very right, because there is an instance.
So it will just mean that you are not very conversant with this financial manual. Am I correct?
Yes, that particular portion.
Not in totality. You are not very conversant. Because if you were conversant, you will use it.
Yes.
So what did your CEO say when you told him about the differences and the difficulties you were having with 5C?
I advised him that we have to engage 5C, because the way we are operating inside 5C, we cannot survive it. Looking at the CR ratio, looking at the number of machines that we have. And I advised him that CEO, we have to go back to GTR. And then there was a time when the 5C request for their payment, and then CEO wrote to say the payment have to be facilitated. I wrote to say we cannot make any payment simply because there is a lot of issues that we need to sort out with 5C.
Where is the documentation? Let me see first.
This is the 5C energy invoice for 2020 and 2021?
Yes.
So you wrote to the CEO on the 14th of November 2022?
What?
You wrote to the CEO?
Yes.
Regarding the 5C invoice?
Yes.
In November 14th, 2022?
Yes, but there was a memo, there was a letter written by CEO.
Do you have that letter?
No, that letter is not with me.
It's not with you. What was the letter about?
It's advising management that we should comply with the invoice for 5C, which was not reconciled. then I write back to say, I'm also advising management not to go ahead with that letter, because at the end of the day, if there's any accountability, then I have to be responsible. Then later on, that's the time when Hakim have to come back, then we have to do reconciliation to come to an agreement of 3 million. But before they are asking for 4-point-something million.
They were asking how much?
Before they were asking for 4-point-something million.
And then you now agreed?
3 million.
$3 million, yes.
Yes.
Honorable Commissioners, we apply to tender a letter with the heading 5C invoice for 2020-2021, written by Lamin Suso, Director of Finance, addressed to the Chief Executive Officer, Bassa Area Council, dated 14th of November 2022, in evidence as an exhibit.
The letter dated the 14th of November 2022 with the heading Re-5C Energy Invoice for 2020-2021. This letter is written by the witness, Mr. Lamin Suso, Director of Finance, Bassa Area Council, addressed to the CEO, Bassa Area Council, and the said letter is copied to the Chairman, Bassa Area Council, Chairman's Finance Committee, Planner and Engineer. This is admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/LS/BSAC/032.
Ask the Commission, please. Any other question from the Commissioners before we proceed?
Yes. Mr. Suso, please look at Section 204, paragraphs T and V of the Finance and Manual. Yes.
Page 10.
The subsections are in page 11.
Okay.
Actually, in page 12. Because they are T and V.
T and
V.
Yes.
And if you go to T, it says that you are to ensure that a proper system of accounting is maintained. And you, in particular, I wanted to refer you to, is that you should consult with the Chief Executive Officer, that is the CEO, with regards to any matter affecting the accounts of the Council, which is not specifically provided for in the financial manual or any accounting or financial and accounting manual that may have been issued. And V, it says, receive approval in writing from the CEO for any departure from prescribed accounting procedures that may become necessary or inevitable from time to time. Did you see what your responsibilities are?
Yes.
You can even proffer solutions to some of the problems that you face on the ground.
That's right.
As long as you can justify them.
That's right.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Yeah. Council, I recall the name of the other company.
Yes, what is the name?
Innovative Technology Group, owned by one Yahya Jammeh. It's a young Gambian.
Okay, you said what is the name?
Innovative Technology Group.
Technology Group, huh?
Yes.
Owner?
Yahya Jammeh. Number 7711
Yes.
910. He had been complaining, calling me that he's always communicating to the CEO and IT officer in respect to his machines that we have been using for almost a year.
How many machines did he supply?
I cannot recall, but it's close to 5 to 6 machines.
But these are the machines that are supposed to collect revenue for you.
Yes.
Is that not?
Yes.
So, don't you think it's your responsibility to know each single day the number of machines that are operational and who has what at any given time? Even though you have line managers, but they should report to you for your knowledge so that you intervene when there is a problem. Is that not what is supposed to be your responsibility?
Yes. What actually happened when I went to Basse, I found the IT officer and the CEO are managing these devices.
Yeah.
But honestly, it should have been my responsibility to ensure that these machines are under the custody of finance. But there was a time when things were very hard. I decided to get these 3-4 machines in my office, whereby I will see areas that revenue is, then I will give it to a particular collector to go, because we had that meeting in the office. I told CEO, now I'm going to hold these 3 machines in my office. I'm going to be the one who is going to give them these machines. Later on, I handed over these machines to Malawi, because normally I do going and coming from Combo. But honestly, before I was unable to convince the CEO to get these machines from him, because I could remember there was a time I requested these machines, but he was not comfortable with me. So I don't want push and pull between me and him. Then I decided to give chance. But there was a time when things are hard. He told me, now, director, get these machines from IT. Because the reason is, IT all the time, machines are faulty, you know, sometimes myself and CEO and the chairman, we are totally confused because we don't know how these collectors are operating. There was a time I asked CEO that I don't advise IT officer, let him not allow collectors to come into his office. And then if there's any issue about machines, let them pass through the line manager. I have been saying this over and over. To an extent, if they heard my voice or they heard me coming, they will keep going. This is why when I was watching this is Keru. Madam Chair, you posed a question to say, investigators, you come to realize that they do adjust figures, which I will not say is true, but I can suspect something must be going there. This is why in 2023 assessment, I developed square books, because license is a major problem for us. When I went to Pasay Area Council, up to today, the license manager cannot produce a report for me. To an extent, I wrote to Malawi a warning letter Because simply because...
Yes, sorry. I appreciate what you are explaining and I understand what you are saying. But you are explaining that you have difficulty in license and getting reports. But I believe that at the end of each year, the fourth quarter, you work towards the third to fourth quarter, you work towards preparing a budget. And this is what will guide you as to, you understand, the collection of revenue on the ground.
Yes.
Because this will enable you know what are the issues on the ground and what are the challenges.
Yes.
And this is what you will translate into a document to give you a focus of what your income is going to be.
Yes.
So my issue is that why is it that it should be a difficulty? Because for me, license is based on the Licensing Act. That is where you are supposed to be comfortable in collecting, because one is yearly and the number doesn't change automatically.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So why should you have difficulty in collecting license and getting the correct data information from the
system?
Yes, the system, and from the collectors reporting to you, reporting to their line ministers what they have collected and what they did not collect.
Yes.
It's because you were not supervising properly. Because if you supervise properly, until they go to any ward or zone, you know that they have collected, they have gone to this particular area at this period, and they cannot tell me they are going to go back there to collect revenue, unless they are going to go back there to follow up on areas.
Yes.
Yeah?
It's on two sides. The revenue coming in, and then how much is the balance?
Yes.
The revenue coming in, that one is receipted.
Yes.
But now, anytime I ask the IT to give me what is the uncollected one in the system, that's where the challenge is. But the amounts collected will be receipted.
Who is the IT's boss?
Lamin Toure.
And who is Lamin Toure's boss?
CEO.
Does Lamin Toure not have a reporting line based on your organogram to you, then to CEO?
No, straight to the CEO.
That is your organogram?
Yes. Because I cannot remember.
By the way, do you have an organogram?
Yes, we have it. We have one.
All right. Then my last question before I hand you over to the council is that you had this innovative technology group.
Yes.
And you use them as an alternative.
Yes.
What is your view in terms of committing the council with respect to paying two different service providers for the same thing?
We are not paying the other service, this innovative, we have never paid them a budget. They only gave us this machine as a sample for us to see whether we will go in for it for almost a year. But we haven't have any agreement with them. We have never paid a budget to them. They just give these machines to us as a test. It has been with us for 1 year now.
But you told me that you had a document, but not in an agreement form.
Yeah.
What was that document?
The document is showing...
And I have asked you, please note to bring us the document.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you said?
Yeah, there is a document, but that document doesn't entail any payment plan or any payment. It's just to show how the machines work, and then if we are interested, these are some of the features. The server will be in the office, those kind of things.
But you've just told us some few minutes ago that they are now calling you to pay. What are you going to pay for?
No. They never call for payment. They are asking for their devices.
They're asking
for their machines.
For them to collect it back.
The machines, yes.
So why didn't you return them, since it was just for the purposes of trial?
Yes, CEO is the guy, is the head.
But you write to CEO and tell him that these machines were brought to us for trial, and they are requesting it from me. They called you. You write to him, to the CEO, and tell him return this thing. You have it documented.
Okay.
Thank you. Council. Sorry, Commissioner.
Mr. Suso,
Yes.
this letter advising the CEO not to pay was written when?
I think it's November. The date is there.
14th November,
Yes.
2022.
Yes.
And the invoices were from 2020 to December 2021.
Yes.
You said they were requesting, even though it's not here, they were requesting about 4 million
Yeah.
as per invoice.
Yeah, for the period. Yeah.
Now, you are saying here not to pay. But in your testimony, you said you have advised to pay for 3 million.
Yes.
How did you come about that figure?
After this letter was shared, then CEO communicated to Hakim that the director said what you have presented and what is in the system differs, so there is need for reconciliation. That is the time when Hakim invited myself and the IT officer to Coco Ozone Hotel, where we sat and then reconciled these two systems. And then I asked IT officer Lamin Toure to take the minutes of the discussion. We are 4 in number. The IT officer from Brikama, Badu Jeng, was there, myself, Hakim, and Lamin Toure. Lamin Toure is the one taking the minutes of all the discussions. But later on, I asked him about this report. He could not produce this report to me. But we come to agree $3 million, which was in the favor of Bashe Area Council, because we were supposed to pay 3.9 million. But Hakim decided to come down because there are irregularities in the system. There are lines that will go higher than us, and there will also be lines, so which, even at their level, they cannot justify.
Okay, my question is, you said you reconcile, and there were minutes taken by Lamin Toure, but Lamin Toure cannot produce those minutes.
Yes.
But you still have it in your head that you have agreed to 3 million.
Yes.
Okay? For the period that you owe 5C.
Yes.
We'll come back to that. The one with the other provider,
Yes.
you are using their machines.
Yes.
Were you?
Yes.
And you were collecting revenues using their machines.
Yes.
Now, we have not seen that in your report, that this is collections from whatever company this guy is.
Whatever source or mode of collection is made by a collector, whether it's a GTR, whether it's the 5C, or whether it's the this other company, ITD, they all pass through the cashier.
Okay.
And the cashier will provide them with IFMIS receipt on the cash book. So
but just a second, but since we started, and hearing testimonies from people from Basay Area Council, I think this is the first time that we are hearing about this second provider of services to Basay Area Council. Why was that?
Well, I don't know, but this is happening on the ground.
And this guy has been providing you services since when?
Almost a year now.
Almost a year.
Yes.
And you're using their system to correct revenue.
Yes.
And you don't have any memorandum of understanding, nor a contract.
Yes.
To use their machines.
Yes.
Okay. Now coming back to 5C, this your letter is just to say terminate, or not terminate, but consider it that it's not good for us to pay the 4 million that they expected from us.
Yes.
And you advise that it should be 3 million.
No, I did not advise them it should be 3 million. There is a need for reconciliation.
Yeah, but you agreed
to 3 million,
during your reconciliation for it to be 3 million.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, how was that communicated to Basay Area Council?
The 3 million. I can recall when we agreed on the 3 million, the Hakim called the CEO, telling him that now we have agreed on 3 million, but I cannot give you the approval for now. I have to communicate to my boss. I think after 2 days, he communicated back to say now the 3 million that we agreed on can be paid. Then CEO asked him to send an invoice.
To send an invoice?
Yes.
You are paid. You should not send invoice.
No. Hakim sent the invoice to us.
Hakim sent the invoice for 3 million. But
Yes.
we don't have that 3 million invoice.
Who?
The commission did not see the 3 million invoice, and Hakim was sitting there where you are sitting.
The 3 million is there.
Now, you paid 800,000 of that 3 million.
That was just paid just some time ago, 2 months, 3 months ago.
Yes. And when you agreed on the 3 million, did you send a memo to the chief executive officer, the CEO, that based on the minutes or based on our meeting with Hakim, we have agreed to 3 million?
No memo was sent, but it was discussed during our management meeting.
It was discussed. I guess management is you, the CEO,
and the chairman.
And the chairman.
And Yahya Jammeh. Sometimes Hussein will be there and the procurement officer.
No, I'm just giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
That 3 million was communicated in your meeting.
Yes.
Management meeting.
Yes.
And it was agreed.
Yes.
That yes, 3 million is what we should pay.
Yes.
Do you have minutes to that?
There is a normally where we put the minutes.
Yeah, but that's minutes. Do you have it? That will reflect that you had agreed on 3 million. During that minute, that meeting.
It should be there.
It should be there.
Yes.
Can we have it?
Okay.
And since I have liberty of the mic, I did ask you to bring us notes to your budget 2022.
Yes.
Now, this is a one-page budget notes.
Yes.
1 page. And you've copied it to the chairman, the Basa Area Council, Finance Subcommittee, the Budget Subcommittee, and the Chief Executive Officer, and the Planner and Engineering. Why should notes be copied to these people?
The chairman, because normally the notes should be attached to the budget.
Thank you. Because you are a trained financier, you should know that notes should accompany the budget, not a letter sent to these people that you have addressed these letters to.
No, they already have the budget with them. They have the budgets with them.
No. That's what I'm saying. You should not copy it to them. Because it should accompany the budget.
Oh, okay.
And this, what you are telling me, is just explaining what a revenue is, what an expenditure is, what an we are looking at figures. Why did this figure jump from 1 to 100? That is what a note should be about. Not to give me a description. The note should say we move from 100,000 to 500,000 because of A, B, and C. That is what a note should be.
Yes.
Not a brief description. Let's take, for example, you said revenue. There is an increase in revenue from 39 million. And the budget rose to 40.9 million. This is mainly expected due to revenue collection from new market car park and expected revise of the new council license tariff. You did not put the percentage. You did not say which areas you are going to, which areas have been. For really, this is an afterthought.
Okay.
For me, this is an afterthought. That's why you are copying it to all of these people. Because your budget should be inclusive. This should be inclusive in your budget.
Yeah.
It should not be a separated document that you will copy to these people.
Yeah, because this was presented at Tendaba during the bilateral with the PS Buasanga. I can remember Mr. Barry, Hussein Toure, chairman. So this was the note that we presented.
That's why I say this is an afterthought.
Okay.
After you had presented your budget,
Before
the figures. After you have presented the figures.
No, before. Okay.
No, before, because really you could not tell me. You had to inform these people when you, as you said, you had a bilateral. And these people were there.
If you look at the content of the letter, it is stated that we will maintain the figures for 2021 simply.
No, I'm not disputing what you have written. I'm saying the purpose of you copying these letters to these people should not be there, because this should be part of the budget document.
Thank you.
Because this should be part of the preamble to your budget.
All right.
What we should expect in your budget.
Okay.
Not after you have done the budget and then you come and write and explain to these people who were already with you at your bilateral in Tendaba. So for me, this is an afterthought. Thank you. Council.
You proceed.
Now, we will come back to the issue of 5C, but for now we will proceed with the system audit.
Okay.
On page 54, where it is said that there was no rotation of revenue collectors. Do you see that?
Yes.
Why is it important to rotate revenue collectors?
To gauge performance.
And then?
Also to maximize revenue, because there are times that if you change, you can see differences in terms of collection.
Where would there be differences?
Because there may be a collector at a particular place for so long, maybe corrupted, like being familiar too much with the people to an extent he would not able to do the right job. So rotating collectors is key, whereas one factor.
Now, is it true that you do not rotate these revenue collectors?
Let's go to management response first.
That is what?
Management response. Can we go to management response first?
Is it true that you...
It's not true.
Yes.
No.
So.
No, it's okay, yes.
Don't make things difficult.
Okay.
All right? So you answer the question and then we move on. So it's not true. So the management said the chief executive officer and the finance director ensure that revenue collectors are frequently rotated in the council for effective and efficient revenue collection process. What is that? Why are you referring also to the response?
Simply the action plan is like management response action plan.
Yes.
The chief executive officer and the finance director ensure that revenue collectors are frequently rotated.
Yes.
In the council for effective and efficient revenue collection process.
Yes.
In the year 2020.
No, what is the response saying?
The response is saying that we should
exactly
do what I'm saying. This response is inadequate because there are some issues that happen.
No, so you had thought the response was saying or is saying that you indeed do rotate revenue collectors.
Later on.
Yes, that is the point.
Okay.
You had thought that, but when you read it yourself, you realize that it's in fact against what you wanted to say.
Okay.
Which is that you indeed rotate revenue collectors.
Yes.
Which they are saying they will do. They haven't been doing it, now they will do it.
Now I'm saying, during my time, I recommended for a rotation, and this rotation was rejected by one senior candidate, councillor of Pasewon. And then, through a text message from the CEO, again,
a councillor rejected your recommendation
to the CEO.
No, wait a minute. A councillor rejected your recommendation through a text message for you to rotate the revenue collectors.
From CEO.
Whose responsibility is it to rotate revenue collectors?
It's my responsibility in consultation with CEO.
No, where is it? Did it say in consultation with the CEO? (406) sub 9, I believe the financial manual.
Yes.
The finance director, as much as practicable, rotate accounts and finance staff in the various units after a reasonable period of time.
Yes.
Do you see the CEO or in consultation with the CEO?
Yes. Can you allow me?
No. Do you see it there?
Yes, I saw it, yes.
Okay, tell me.
This matter went up to General Council. I tried to defend it, but I couldn't defend it simply because they agreed in totality that...
I mean, so, I had told you several times, don't make any diversions. Answer the question, add anything you want to add in support of your argument.
Okay, then come.
But you must first answer the question.
Okay, can you come?
Whose responsibility is it to rotate your staff, the finance staff?
It's my responsibility.
Is that responsibility, are you supposed to do it in consultation with the CEO? As per the law?
No.
Do you now withdraw your part that you said in consultation with the CEO?
Yes.
Now add what you want to add.
I recommended internal movement to the CEO, and then I think within 2 days CEO sent me a text message telling me that the councillor for Basse Ward said no transfer, no internal transfer. But before that, there was a movement of responsibility from Mohamed Lamin Keru, that's the license to Malafi, which took place around May. So within the period, Malafi was taking the responsibility of license until May 30th. During a council sitting, this particular councillor, Sieno Kanute, asked CEO, are you aware of any internal movement? Then
the CEO asked you not to rotate revenue collectors?
He denied this particular. Okay, just allow me to learn. Just allow me.
First, we have to get the facts right.
Yes.
Where you asked not to rotate the revenue collectors by the CEO, generally, not in one particular instance for one individual, where you asked by the CEO not to rotate the staff under you.
No.
Good.
So, yes. Can I?
Yes. Now carry on and explain what you want to explain.
I discussed with CEO for the rotation of Keru Malafi handling the license unit. We discussed it and I wrote, and this movement took place. For 2 or 3 months, we went to General Council meeting. I was in Banjul, Accountant General. CEO called me that there is going to be a meeting, a General Council meeting. You have to attend because it had took at least a while. There is no meeting. I told him, fine. I will try to see whether we can drop and then come to Basse. Then we went to Basse early morning. We left Kombo here around 4 a.m. Then during that meeting, I reached there around 9, 10. Senior Canada asked CEO, are you aware of any internal movement? The first question, when he asked the CEO said no. I was just next to CEO. I just behaved like, I did not hear what the councillor is saying or what CEO said. He repeated again, CEO, are you aware? CEO said no. Then I said to CEO, what are you saying? You are telling me that you are not aware of this movement for 2 or 3 months. You are complimenting Malafi Baji. And now you are saying no because the other guys are not happy. And I one time met Keru in your office complaining, and I asked you, CEO, don't mind them, it's normal. In transfer, if you make it, it's always difficult. But we have to look what is best for us. 2021, what we have gone through, we cannot go through that 2022. So it has to be
sometimes you feel that the CEO will undermine you?
Of course, 100%.
Just say it.
So now
we will have to move on. We will have to move on with the evidence. But you feel that the CEO sometimes will undermine you?
Yes, that's right.
You feel sometimes you will do certain decisions together with the CEO or when he's aware, but he will undermine you at the end of the day.
Yes.
Now, but the fact is, this statement on page 54 is correct. You have not rotated the revenue collectors generally.
Just some years, now they have been rotated in 2020.
No, this statement is correct.
It's correct, yes.
Thank you. Now, page 55, sorry. A revenue collector collecting revenue while on annual leave, Mankumane.
It's correct.
It's correct?
Yes.
Why will you do that?
There was a need for Mankumane to come and support the other team.
Which other team is that?
Malafi Baji and the other collectors, because by then I can say most of the collectors were on leave, and then there was a need for
was he recalled accordingly?
No.
Why?
I only called him on telephone in consultation with CEO. By then CEO was in Gunjur, that I want to engage Manku to join this team for collections since there is a need.
What did you use To collect revenue. What did he use to collect revenue?
They used GTR.
GTR?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because by then there was no devices, inadequate devices, sorry.
Who did he go with?
I remember
alone?
He went with Malafi.
Yes.
And then there was a time also he went collection with Bangali.
So no one could have done that?
Huh?
There was no revenue collector at the time who was not on leave?
I could not recall that, but we decided.
Should know.
Yes.
You should have confirmed first. Did you confirm that there was no one who is, were they all on leave?
No, they cannot be all on leave. That's not possible. But by the time, we believe Manku is the right guy to lead the team because he is very committed.
Manku Mane is committed?
Yes.
The Manku Mane we know is committed?
The Manku Mane of Bashe Area Council
is committed?
Yes.
Is it not the same Manku Mane that had the device, the revenue collection device in his house for almost 3 months?
I was not aware of that.
You were never aware of the fact that Manku Mane had devices in his house?
I was never aware until when I was in Combo here and I went back and then there was an issue, a written document here and there, Yahya Jammeh.
Do you not have a screen that you follow these collections and deposits in your office?
It's more than 1 year I'm not using the screen. I said that earlier. Dashboard, I'm not using the dashboard because I was totally discouraged by the IT and I have other issues to work on. I totally rely on Malafi Baji, the hard copies.
Let's take it one at a time. Why did you not use the dashboard?
I was discouraged by IT.
How?
Simply because sometimes they will tell me the system is down offline, online. So what I normally do is that I rely on the hard copies that will provide by IT to Malafi to receipt. That's what I normally rely on.
So how were you monitoring revenue collection as finance director when you do not know whether Manku Mane was having a machine or not, or whether his machine was lost or not?
My responsibility, I have my team members.
Yes.
Malafi is responsible for rate and taxes. Keru is responsible for lancing, market and lumos. So based on that is segregation of responsibility. Mr.
Suso, you even go to the field with the revenue collectors to supervise them?
Not frequent.
No, but that's how diligent you are. That's how diligent you have portrayed yourself. You go, you form teams, accompany them, supervise them, know what they are doing. You go with individuals, Lamin Mane, to collect revenue. But yet still you do not know whether Manku Mane had the device or not in his house.
I'm not responsible for the devices directly.
No, you are responsible for revenue.
Of course.
I am not talking concerned about the device specifically. You have a revenue collector who is not collecting revenue, technically, even though we know he did, and the device was not around. He was in his house for almost 3 months.
I'm never aware of that.
You should be aware, that's my point.
How can I be aware of that?
How will you not be aware of that?
I'm not the guy responsible for the devices directly.
No, but you were not supposed to use GTR to collect revenue in the first place.
But there is a need and it's an official document.
No. The council had moved from using the manual collection system to an automated collection system.
But I think...
No, it's not true.
That's true.
Exactly. You had signed an agreement with a company to collect revenue. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
So therefore, you have no authority given to you expressly that you should use the manual system again. Is that correct? You were not given any authority. Were you?
No.
Yes. So that's the point. Don't make things difficult.
No, but you have to allow me to explain.
No. Do not make things difficult. You see these things, you admit them, we just move on swiftly. You want to make a problem with it, we will discuss it, the merits in depth, and know what the facts are. You had an automated machine, you neglected the automated machine, whatever reasons you have. Whatever reasons you have, it may be genuine or not genuine, but you have no authority to use the manual system.
Authority like, wow.
How? Who is your boss?
CEO.
What was the approved system of collecting revenue?
Digital system.
Why do you use the manual system?
Because there is a need.
Did you communicate that need?
Where?
To your boss?
CEO.
Yes.
Of course.
Where is the evidence?
It's Baba.
Oh, exactly.
But if you can ask CEO.
I will not ask CEO.
But that's what happened.
You
and it's in the interest of the council. Because we cannot be there without collecting, even our salaries cannot be paid, operational cannot be collected, no devices, you want us to suffer like that? No. And then right now you are blaming me of my responsibilities.
You are asking me no, no, just wait a minute.
No, you have to be very fair.
You made your
even where it is wrong, but look at the genuinity of the matter.
Sorry, Mr. Suso, this is not about what has been fair or unfair. And I please, can I please state that I will not allow council to ask you unfair questions.
Okay.
You are supposed to answer questions here.
Yes.
And the questions he is asking you and putting to you are fair questions.
Yes.
So please answer the questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Minister, let me refer you to 204 of the Finance and Accounting Manual. Are you there?
Page.
You go to page 12, paragraph V.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes.
Now, before page 12, it starts on page 10, wherein you have the Director of Finance responsibilities.
Yes.
If you turn to page 11, it tells you that he will be specifically responsible or answerable to the Chief Executive Officer for the following duties. Now turn to page 12 and read paragraph V. And louder, please.
Page 12?
Yes.
Paragraph?
V.
The receive approvals in writing from the Chief Executive Officer for any departure from prescribed.
Can you read it louder? Again, please, louder.
Receive approvals in writing from the Chief Executive Officer for any departure from the prescribed.
Prescribe what?
Accounting procedures that may become necessary or inevitable from time to time.
There was no full stop, you stopped. You see, let me read for you again. Let me read for you again. It says, he will be specifically answerable to the Chief Executive Officer for the following duties. Paragraph V, to receive approval in writing from the Chief Executive for any departure from prescribed accounting procedures that may become necessary or inevitable from time to time. What do you understand by that?
What I understand is that approval has to be received from the CEO in writing.
Yes. Have you received that?
No.
That's my problem.
You are right.
I am right.
Yes.
That is the issue. But I don't have to go through this with you, because you know this more than I do. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So what you did was totally wrong.
Okay.
Abandoning is not okay. It's either you agree or you disagree. I have no problem.
I agree.
Exactly. So the entire using this manual system, GTR system, you cannot justify that at any given point in time. Is that not a correct statement?
Yes.
Now, so for Manko Mane being on leave, what happened there on page 55, the auditor was right, it was totally wrong.
Yes.
On page 56, so you have, how do you assess revenue? And who will assess these revenues in a particular or in a given year?
Every year, around the end of the year, around September or October, November, December, circular will be dispatched to all collectors that assessment should start both on license and rates. Yes.
So before I come back to that, it is only fair for me to read to you the implication as highlighted by the auditor in relation to calling a revenue collector who is on leave to collect revenue and using the abandoned system, which is the manual system. The auditor says that there is a risk of collusion between a revenue collector and finance director to mismanage council funds. Does that risk exist?
No.
Why?
That has never happened.
No. The auditor never said you did that.
Okay.
The auditor is saying the risk exists.
That is the opinion of the auditor.
I am putting to you the opinion of the auditor. Whatever is written here is the opinion of the auditor. But you know why the opinion of the auditor is important? Because he is an expert in his job or her job.
But I'm also an expert in my area.
Absolutely. I am taking you as an expert, even though they are saying you're not qualified to hold the job, you hold it. But we have already done that. We cannot go back to that. Okay. My point is the auditor is an expert, is he not?
Well, I'm not an auditor. I cannot determine the expertise of an auditor.
So you are doubting the office of the auditor, huh? That they are not experts in their jobs?
Well, I will not say they are not experts, but there is no perfect. You know, any person can make errors, even when I say I'm
absolutely, no, I agree. That's why I'm putting all these things to you.
So you cannot, you cannot put words in my mouth. You cannot push me up to that level. That's too high. What I'm saying is that I cannot, because audit is another arm of accounting, right? It's another arm. So I'm not specialized on audit. But what I can say is that that's the opinion of the auditor.
The opinion of any auditor or any accountant, lawyers, doctors, these are professional opinions, expert opinions.
Okay.
Would that be correct?
Yes, that's good.
When the doctor gives an opinion, it's different from me giving you an opinion in medicine. When you give an opinion in account, it's different from me giving you an opinion in account. Because you are the expert in accounts. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
You can be right, you can be wrong, but your opinion will stand over any lay person. Now, I will refer this to you again. Is it true that the risk exists that where you have someone, a finance director, not only you, calling a revenue collector during their leave period to collect revenue, that there is a risk of collusion? Does that exist?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, the non-segregation of duties and between revenue assessors and revenue collectors. Basically, what the auditor is saying is that the same people doing or assessing the revenue for a particular year are the same ones collecting the revenue. Do you understand what is being said?
Yes.
How do you see that?
You know, there is disadvantages and advantages.
Okay. What are the advantages?
The advantage is that if a particular collector is performing well at a particular area, sometimes it's difficult, or sometimes you do have to calculate it very well before moving the collector. But also it's important the other way around to move collectors so that, like I said earlier, to build performance. Maybe you don't understand. Assessing revenue, you know, every year, how do you assess revenue? I have asked this question before. Yeah, I said that earlier. At the end of every year, around November, December, collectors will be assigned to go back and assess properties and businesses. So that you will know for a particular given year how much revenue can be collected in a particular in an area. Yes. So these same people would now be the same individuals going back again to collect revenue. And that would not be proper. It's not always. Sometimes they can assess before collection start. We do rotation. Sometimes a collector can assess a particular area, he or she will maintain the collection. But sometimes a collector can assess a particular area, then another collector will come and collect the area. Will you recommend that there would be separate individuals who will assess the revenue, so that there will be a fair database in relation to how much revenue can be expected or generated or estimated in a given area, or than having the same person do both? What would you recommend? I will recommend let it be 50-50. Sometimes there are collectors that you cannot move like that. Yes. Now turn to page 57.
Sorry, I think, Mr. Suso, you missed the point.
Okay.
I stand to be corrected. What council is asking you is the point of assessment.
Yes.
He said, what is your recommendation? Because what you tell us will help us in our recommendation. What he is asking you is, what would be your recommendation? Whether the same people that are doing the assessment should also be the same people that will do collection, regardless of the fact that you may rotate the collectors. That is of no consequence. But what would be your recommendation? Do you have different sets of people doing the assessment, and you have the normal collectors doing their normal collection without making assessment?
Having different collectors doing assessment and having different collectors doing the collection. That will enhance the collection.
Exactly. That is where he wants to come. But if we don't have the evidence from you, we cannot manufacture it.
Yes.
We have to have the evidence from you to say, this is what is workable.
Yes.
Right? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now page 57, where you have illegal payment of tracking allowance from the revenue collected. It says that during the review of the council's allowance, we noted that the council relied on circular released by the PMO that tracking allowance to be paid by officers who spend the whole day outside office for official duties. Revenue collectors in the duty of collecting revenue or revenue within the Bassa Area Council pay themselves tracking allowances illegally from the revenue they collected. What is your reaction to this?
I cannot recall any time collectors paying themselves collecting revenue within the Bassa. No, I cannot recall that. Well, what I can recall is that if we form task force, like in most cases, the line supervisors will head these teams, going around from one district to another. Then, if they come back, sometimes they spend the whole day. Then, for 3 days, then they will pay a tracking allowance.
That is what we are saying here.
Yes.
But then, will that be correct when you consider that their job is in the field and not in the office? Who should be paid tracking allowance?
Yeah, an officer who went on trek from an officer who went on trek from one area to another.
Is that what you understand by tracking allowance?
Yes.
For someone whose work is in the field, should they be paid tracking allowance?
If, for example, your area is Sandu, you are asked to go to Wuldi, you are entitled to allowance.
Why?
To my understanding.
Why is that?
Because you are leaving your area of collection, you are now moving to another area that is not part of your area.
But no, that is not what the circular says. Do you have the circular?
I cannot.
The circular you rely on, do you have it?
Unless if I cite, but I did not have it here.
And how were they paid? How were they paying themselves? Were they paying themselves these monies, or were you the one approving the payment?
The payment, I don't approve by myself and CEO, because if no payment will be done without the approval of CEO and myself.
How much were they being paid?
I remember sometimes I think 750, but sometimes we will give them 400 because of that's what we can afford.
Do you give them from the monies that they collect?
Whatever payment is made is from council's money.
No, what I mean is not council. I know all monies are council's money.
Yes.
I'm saying, are they paid? For example, if they collect $10,000 in a day, do they remove their $400 from that money?
I can recall it do happen.
Yes.
They will go to the field like Saturday, Sunday, but because actually what should be done before going, they should be paid, by the way. But we sometimes ask them to go, because the reason of this tracking allowance is for you to use it for food, water, and other things. So normally we ask them to go, since there's no money if you come back. So sometimes they will come like 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, they will come Sunday in the evening. So I do authorize, like this, the head of the unit, prepare a document, a memo, pay them.
Will it be correct for them to pay themselves?
That's not correct.
Because the monies are supposed to be deposited in the account.
Yes, yes.
So this on page 57 would be very wrong.
Yes.
What was happening?
Yes, that's correct.
We are on page 58. I think we've already discussed that.
Yes.
When you were using the GTR machines.
Yes.
To collect revenue, and we had already said that it is totally wrong.
Yes.
And that should not have happened.
Yes.
Now, page 59.
Yes.
The payment vouchers not pre-audited as required.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
So the auditor is right again?
Yes.
Why was that the case? If that is a requirement to have the prepayment vouchers pre-audited, for every voucher that has been prepared in your office, should it not pass through internal audit?
Okay, I think we have discussed this. Then I'll go back there again.
You made a statement.
Yes.
Don't forget that this is the system audit.
Yes.
And certain things we have to confront with you. We have to confront you with the statement, and you react to them. It's very important.
That's important.
Yes.
I know that very well. Yes.
So that don't forget where the auditor was biased, we will still have to come back and discuss it.
No problem.
Yes. So is that correct? Is the auditor correct to say that the payment budgets were not pre-audited in Basa Area Council?
Yes, but if you can also allow me, I can explain.
Go ahead.
There was a time there was no internal auditor at the council.
Give us a period.
I cannot remember the period.
If you don't give us a period, it will be a problem.
Then after, okay, I will give you the period.
Do you know why I said it will be a problem? Because then I will have difficulty in relying on your evidence. Go ahead.
If you give me time, I can provide you with the, I don't know.
When did you assume office?
1st of February, 2021.
2021?
Yes.
When you came, was there an internal auditor?
Yes, Farsawa was there.
Farsawa was there?
Yes.
Now, during your entire time, Farsawa was there?
Yes.
So there was no time that there was no internal auditor?
No. During the period 2021-2022,
yes,
Farsawa left for almost 8 months.
Yes.
She was not in office.
Yes.
Yes, but I could not remember. I think that is in 2022. Yeah.
When did you have the intern?
The intern, I believe.
And for how long?
6 months.
For 6 months?
Yes.
So when Farsawa left, the intern was present?
No, they were together at the time.
They were together by the time?
Yes.
So when she left, there was no one?
When she left, I think after Farsawa also left.
Farsawa left when?
I cannot recall the date.
Can you provide us with the dates as to when Farsawa left for the training? Please do.
All right.
Now, we have page 60, we'll jump. Page 61. Yes. The project issues. Awarding contract to Alcamba Stores, General Construction and suppliers before securing GPA approval. What do you know about that?
Yes, I can recall there was a time a project was awarded to Alcamba Stores General Construction.
Who awarded the contract to Alcamba Stores?
The contract committee.
Who awarded the contract? Who gave the award to Alcamba Stores? How were they awarded the contract?
I cannot fully recall the process, but I can remember we had 1 or 2 meetings.
You who?
Myself, CEO, Yahya Jammeh, the procurement officer. Yes.
And Jammeh?
Yes.
Is this the contracts committee? Will you call it the contracts committee?
Yes, I think the contract committee.
Don't say yes if you're not sure, because we have evidence that the contracts committee did not sit. No minutes of the contracts committee. So okay. be sure how you are answering.
Okay, then that is right.
No, don't agree with me if you don't have to agree with me.
Because I know.
Do you understand that? I can only be fair to you, but I will confront you with the fact and the evidence. You don't have to agree if you do not want to agree, but the facts will be there.
Well, I think my position will be there was a discussion. Whether there were minutes prepared or not, but there was a discussion
in Basa Area Council, the contracts committee does not sit.
Does not sit?
Yes.
No, I disagree with that.
Do you sit and have meetings?
Yes.
You must have minutes of the meetings?
Yes.
Where are these minutes? How many times have you sat, as far as you can recall? And how many times have you sat in this meeting, in this in these meetings?
Contract committee file.
Contract committee.
Yes, many times.
Do you have minutes of that?
It should be in the contract committee file.
There's a contract committee file.
Yes.
And there are minutes to that effect.
Yes, because Jawana is the guy who normally takes the minutes.
Jawana take minutes?
Yes, Mohamed Jawana.
This one, did you sit in the contract committee to discuss?
I can recall that there was a discussion over this particular contract.
No. Did you sit as a contract committee to discuss this award?
I cannot certain it, but I believe there was a discussion over this. There was a discussion. Whether minutes were taken or not, but there was a discussion.
Did the contracts committee sit?
I cannot recall.
You cannot recall?
Yes.
Now, when you sit to discuss these issues, whether senior management or few of you, to decide how contracts will be awarded, why would you do that and award contracts prior to GPPA approval?